This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity Business Podcast. Here are 18 stories that we're following this morning. We're going to work through this very quickly so we don't take up too much of your time. But bear with me. These are 18 stories we're following this morning. So first, the Wall Street Journal reports the S&P is off to its best start since 2019. So God bless everybody who's invested in equities. Fantastic. Thrilled to have some money in equities to see some of that rise. God bless. Second, the market surged upward yesterday. Third, futures earlier this morning pointed down. Now they point up. There's some news that the economy is slowing down a little bit, which is going to move the Fed to have to reduce rates this year as sort of planned. Fourth, cannabis stocks and Verano Holdings are jumping. Verano Holdings surged 14.5% yesterday. It's amazing to see this roller coaster ride of cannabis and, quite frankly, Bitcoin. For me, following these things every day and closely over the years is really helpful. You know, I invested in Bitcoin and cannabis on a whim. I panicked at some point and sold them for tax losses. Watching the market over a long period of time sort of reminds me I should have probably held the course on those rather than taking the tax losses. But it's a great learning experience from following this stuff daily and learning from one's errors or what they did and why they did it. Fifth, Krispy Kreme's been seesawing like a binge dieter. We did a separate podcast on Krispy Kreme as a metaphor for life. You got to constantly be trying to get better and better. Once you think you've got a problem solved, you got to rework it, refigure it out, get better and better. This is how it feels like managing my weight. It feels like watching the Krispy Kreme stock going up and down based on the McDonald's deal. We did one podcast on that. We did a separate podcast on the topic we talk about often, and McDonald's is the subject today of knowing your niche. McDonald's for a couple of years went hardcore into the health food area, trying to sell lots of salads and so forth. I give them great credit for jumping back into the Krispy Kreme world and doing a national deal with Krispy Kreme. You know, it's sort of a know your niche. People aren't going to McDonald's for health food as much as people would like them to. That's not what they're doing. Somebody at McDonald's, you know, and to steal a metaphor, and excuse me for doing so, I haven't voted for them yet. I might not vote for them ever, but they're trying to make McDonald's great again, and I give them credit for it, despite all the political correctness of trying to go into the health food area when nobody really wants that from McDonald's. It's not what McDonald's is for. Sixth, a great piece in the Wall Street Journal today on how neither party seems to have clear plans for national security, nor for that matter dealing with the national debt. Seventh, well, I don't think I know anybody that reads Trump social media. Its stock soared for a second day in a row. Simply insanely interesting and crazy that that's going on. Eighth, a story in the Journal on why gas prices are rising faster than usual this year. Ninth, fantastic to visit with the CEO of Jefferson Health yesterday, Dr. Joseph Caccione and Nick Ragone. Great leadership and vision for one of the nation's most important health systems, so great to visit with them. 10th, also fantastic to have Lou Shapiro talk on our CEO advisory board about leadership, succession planning, planning life after retiring. Lou was the incredible CEO of the HSS system, which is the best-ranked musculoskeletal hospital system in the country for something like 15 years in a row. And he talked about succession planning and transitioning and how do you figure these things out, and just fantastic. We also had a CES yesterday at the 11th to interview the brilliant Jacob Emerson of Becker's Healthcare on the Optum Steward Healthcare acquisition, and also on Medicare Advantage and how much hospitals are hating it. 12th, special shout-outs today to Ginny Agizio, Megan Bushy, Jason Grady, Heidi Simon, Kara Matheson. Thank you for all your work. 13th, thrilled to have Justin Ishbia, one of the great investors of our time, to the McGuire Woods Healthcare Private Equity